That's some bullshit.
I'm just saying, bro.
You might be my favorite interview that we've done, man. That is hilarious.
What do I get?
Some bullshit. Jake, you're all right, man. I'm gonna tune you in Chicago when I'm in Chicago.
Right. Appreciate you
God
guys.
bless.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Jordan, I'm going to start with you. I know a lot of people are talking about how amazing it is that you're playing two characters, but I kind of want to take it a step further because I feel like you're playing three characters.
That ain't your brother.
So I'm sort of curious, what was more difficult for you as an actor, understanding the difference between two brothers or understanding the difference between what a human is and what a vampire is?
I have brothers. You know, I have a brother. You know, I have friends that are like brothers. So that you know, those bonds are easily navigated, and I understand what exactly what those are. I think the fun of exploring, you know, there's different types of vampires, you know. So I think the fun of, you know, understanding the rules of which these vampires, you know, live by and exist was fun, you know, and freeing. You know, usually non-hero usually are the characters that have the most freedom to do the most craziest and wild stuff, you know what I'm saying? So leaning into that fun and looseness and freedom that Stack, you know, had, you know, what was exhilarating.
I am your way out.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
Hailee, I'm going to start with you. You have to give two different, very different performances in this film, both as Mary and honestly as a vampire. And I'm sort of curious how those different performances, I guess, yield different experiences walking off set every day. What is the difference going home after a long day of shooting as Mary versus going home after you've spent all day as a vampire?
The cleanup process is different. I think that would be the main difference, if not the only difference. Yeah, it was so fun once we got to that part of Mary. But I guess you, like, as far as the approach, not much changed other than the stakes were higher. The circumstances were heightened. Mary's wants are all the same. She desires love and deep connection and happiness and community and acceptance, and she inhibits this I don't know, this stronger desire that she's found the way now to that dream of being happy and connected to who she loves and to her home forever.
Don't cry. It's all better now.
Miles and Jamie, you guys have relationships with a lot of actors who start the film as human, but in the movie as vampires. And I'm sort of curious, on set, do your relationships with those actors change at all when they make that transition? And Jack, did you feel at all like you were stealing some of their friends as different actors turn throughout the story?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You start to see some of them a little less and less throughout the days, and you're just like,
Numbers start to dwindle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. I was just talking to Lola
Suddenly
yesterday.
I'm feeling like the popular guy.
Right. Yeah. It's like one day they're good, then the next day you see them, they'll dress. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what's going on,
What's
bro?
going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah.
The thought of an all vampire music group is very intriguing to me. Which iconic vampire from pop culture do you guys think should be recruited into the group?
I want to just gotta do the cop out easy and say Dracula, because I want the suck your blood. I want to hear what that song might be. That kind of, you know, the Count.
Well, yeah, do throw in the sort of archetypal Count Dracula into the mix. I'll go with
and
that.
see what that pop music group comes out with.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Dead right. Give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
I can't think. I gotta say, one of my favorites is Eddie Murphy's Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh, you know
Vampire in Brooklyn.
You know
That was
what?
going to be my
Vampire
answer.
in Brooklyn.
Yes. No one ever talks
let's
about
go,
Vampire in
bro.
Brooklyn. Thank you,
Let's
Miles.
go.
Thank you,
man,
Miles.
Maximilian. Yeah.
Yo, Smelly thing. I think I shot myself.
Mr. Lindo, you
Yes, sir.
have with some of the greatest directors of all time. In addition to Ryan Coogler, you got Spike Lee, you got Tony Scott, you got Taylor Hackford, John Woo, you got Ron Howard. I know I've missed a lot of them, but I'd love to know from your perspective, what do all great directors have in common? I know they're all different tellers, but is there a through line that connects all of them?
I'd like to say respect for actors. I'd like to say respect for actors. Of the but it's not quite that simple. Of the directors that you mentioned, Tony Scott, when I worked with Tony on that
Domino?
film. Domino, thank you. Tony's process, and it had nothing to do with not respecting me, but Tony's process was such that I remember a few times I went to Tony and there's more than once this happened. Tony, had you told me you were doing such and such in this scene, I would have made adjustments in how I played this scene. And he listened and he got it, but it was just the way he worked that was not as actor friendly, but it was not personal. He did respect me as an actor, but there was something about his process that ended up, in my experience, not serving me as fully as I would have liked. But to your question, I'd like to say that the directors that get it, that they're the ones who respect the actor and make space for the actor's input when we are working and try to work as collaboratively as possible.
I ain't ever seen no demons, no ghosts.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the first person, I believe, in the film to actually get to say the word vampire. And I feel like there's such a weight to that. I'm sort of curious, as an actor, do you realize the significance of that on set? Is there more of a weight to that line delivery, or do you have to treat it just like any other line?
And you only did it one time or something?
I didn't think of it like that. Like, oh, this is the moment. Honestly, yes. We did, you go, oh, this is when we all realize, well, I run off to the kitchen, right, to go get the pickled garlic. So in that moment, I think something, and then when I throw the garlic, I know something. So yes, technically, this is the moment that we know that they're vampires. But when it's in when I'm not thinking, oh, this is the moment in the movie, because if I did, I think I would have messed it up. Because
just look right into the camera whenever you say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a bit chaotic, that shot, that we were running around and that was a one-take shot. It was one of those things. I was like, they said they got it, and I was like, oh, really? Okay, let's go. Keep going on. Okay.
There are legends of people with the gift of making music so true. It can conjure spirits from the past, but it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
So much of this movie is a love letter to artists and this really brilliant idea that an artist can be so good and so talented and so once in a generation that they can actually cross time and perhaps even summon evil. And I was wondering if you could look at the person sitting next to you. What is the work of theirs that you think is so good that in the spirit of this film, it has the power to summon a pack of vampires?
Come on now. Don't ask me.
Oh, wow.
I would say Smoke, his performance of Smoke, knowing Mike and knowing how distant that is from who he is, normally. I would think, I would say that's probably his performance.
And I'll say Ryan as a writer, director, producer, of this movie. And he said it himself, this is like a collective of all the relationships in his life thus far, poured into this one thing. That came as a labor of love to his Uncle James. I feel like it's literally doing that.
It's got to be this one, and you've done some phenomenal work. You are the most talented, but what you do in this movie is so breathtaking and so moving. I cry every time I've only seen it 2 times, but I've cried both times seeing Wumi in this role and watching what happens on screen and having been there in real time, watching what she went through and put herself through to deliver this performance was just beyond me. And I would hope vampires wouldn't come for you because of it, but I hope you get all the love and accolades because what you do in this movie is just phenomenal.
Thank you. Why are you trying to make me cry today?
I mean
twice. Thanks. Well, I'm gonna say the same. The way she calls my name in that last scene, oh my God, broke my heart. I was like, oh, she doesn't want me to She just wants us to be together. Yeah.
You know, I don't know about some of the back of vampires, but one that transcends is West Indian Archie. That ain't even up for debate because the piece was so fantastically performed and written that you saw a man that felt invincible become completely vulnerable, and the humanity that you actually cared about him so much when you see him broken down, despite the fact that he was arguably an evil man.
You know, West Indian Archie has such longevity, and for a colleague to talk about how that work impacted him, no BS. I don't have the words. It's gratifying. It's why I became an actor. You know, I want to have that kind of impact. But it's more. I cherish it more coming from a colleague like this. Thank you, man.
The idea that I get to be a colleague of this great fine thespian right here is a blessing in and of itself.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.